everyone, so lovely to see you. This is part 3 of my skincare routine video. Hopefully these have all worked out to be quite short. That was the plan. I'm hoping I've delivered. That's why I split it into 3 parts, so you can kind of dip in and out of which bits are interesting to you. So in part 3 this is about moisturisers, so hopefully this is going to be really short because I've only got 3 products to talk about, but we will see. I don't actually have an eye cream to talk about here because I haven't really found one yet that I love as much as the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Eye Balm stuff. Oh my god, this stuff is amazing. The texture of it, amazing. It's gorgeous, but it's expensive. And I had a little pot of it, like a little sample one, and yeah, when that ran out, it was a sad day. So if anyone's got any like eye cream recommendations, let me know. I am using one at the moment, but I'm just not convinced it's, you know, the best thing out there, so I didn't think it was worth mentioning. So like I said, I have 3 moisturisers to talk about. I've got 2 daytime ones and a nighttime one that I currently use. The daytime moisturisers that I currently use, I flip between 2 depending on how I feel my skin is feeling that day. The one that I generally use most days is this one from Peter Thomas Roth, and it's their ultralight oil-free moisturiser, and it's kind of like a gel lotion texture. It's with hyaluronic acid, azulene, aloe vera and antioxidants, vitamins A and E. It's for all skin types, especially normal to oily. And I couldn't really find out much about this when I first discovered it, and it just really appealed to me that it was going to be quite a nice, lightweight, oil-free moisturiser, and I felt like that's what my skin needed. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's creamy in colour, but it's definitely more of a gel texture. It's really similar in texture to the Effaclar Duo Anti-Marks gel that I mentioned in my second video, and they mix together really nicely as well if I ever feel like I need a bit of extra help with a spot treatment. But as you can see, it's not really creamy, it's definitely more of a gel texture. In terms of smell, it's quite subtle, it's not too offensive. It's just quite fresh, I suppose, if anything. And it just completely disappears into the skin. Doesn't really leave any residue at all. You hardly need any. I probably use half a pump, if that, for my whole face and neck, because it sinks into the skin really nicely. And I've had this for quite a while now. Only problem is, again, I don't know how much is left in there, which is super frustrating because I don't know when it's going to run out, and it kind of feels like there's a fair bit left, but I just wish that they would leave a little gap somewhere so you could see. No, there's like literally no way of seeing how much is in here. But it's a lovely moisturiser, really good if you've got oily skin because it's just not adding too much on top of your skin. Really sinks in. I really love this moisturiser, and I have tried so many, and I just can't say that about many things that I've tried. Things that promise to be for oily skin are either far too drying and just end up being really difficult to put makeup on top of, or actually they're just lying and they just make you super oily still. But I just find with this one, it really helps with makeup going on afterwards. It's a nice sort of base for makeup, and I just love this moisturiser. It's lovely. If I'm not using the Peter Thomas Roth Ultralight Moisturiser, then I'm using this one from Estee Lauder, and it's their Daywear Advanced Multi-Protection Antioxidant Cream, and this one is for normal to oily skin. This one is beautiful. You can use it morning or night, but I personally prefer to use it during the day, just purely because it's got the most wonderful, fresh, kind of cucumbery scent to it. It's not a huge amount left, so I'll be quite gutted when this runs out. But this is something that you really don't need very much of. It's very creamy, almost kind of balmy in terms of how creamy it is. It's just gorgeous. Even though it says it's for normal to oily skin, you do have to be quite careful with how much of this you use, because if you use too much, then I think it is a little bit too heavy, or at least it is for me personally. But if you get the amount right, it just disappears into the skin. I tend to use this when my skin feels ever so slightly dry, like it needs a bit of hydration or something, because it just feels a little bit more, I don't know, luxurious than the Peter Thomas Roth one, so that this one is more of like a treat day cream that I use every now and again, but just on my hand now, that's pretty much all disappeared. It's just absolutely lovely. This was kind of a deluxe travel size, I suppose, that I got as part of a gift pack from Estee Lauder. You get 15ml in here, so it's not a huge amount, but it has lasted me a really long time, and I've still got a fair bit left in there. Because like I said, I don't really use this all the time. It is just when I feel like my skin needs that little bit extra moisture than what I would usually get from the Peter Thomas Roth one. So I've only got one more thing to talk about, and it's my current night cream. This is, again, a cream that can be used during the day or at night, but I definitely find that this is too heavy for me during the day, even though it says it's aimed for normal to combo skin. It's another one from Estee Lauder, and it's the Advanced Time Zone Age Reversing Line and Wrinkle Cream. This, I didn't actually pay anything for this, and I almost fell through the floor when I saw how much it was. I think it was about £55 or something ridiculous. And to cut a long story short, and I mentioned this in a previous Estee Lauder video, I placed an order with Estee Lauder, a very small order, and it just got completely messed up. Like, everything that could have possibly happened to that order happened, and I ultimately ended up with no product at the end of it, and no one had told me what was going on, where my order was, what had happened to it. I kept being told different things, and as an apology, they sent me this face cream. And I couldn't believe it. I just thought, I can't believe they've just sent me a full-size moisturiser as an apology. I mean, thank you, but when they said that they were sending me a little apology for everything that had happened, I was expecting, I don't know, something really small, like a few samples or something. But when this arrived, I was blown away. There's still quite a lot left in here. Again, you don't need very much of this. I'm trying a different night cream at the moment, so I've actually put this one to one side for a minute, because I like to, when I test products, I like to try and use them exclusively so I know whether they're actually doing any good or not. But I will be returning back to this one soon because it is absolutely beautiful. I can't believe I've kind of got down as far as I have with it, but it's really creamy. Like I said, I wouldn't use this during the day because I just find it too heavy. It's too... Even though it's for normal combo skin, it's just that little bit too moisturising for me during the day. At night though, amazing. I put this on and it kind of feels a bit heavy, sticky, even when you don't use that much. And I wake up in the morning and all that feeling is gone. All I'm left with is just pluscious, is that a word? Plush is a word? I don't know, but just gorgeous feeling, well looked after, amazing, wonderful skin, and I love it. Would I repurchase this? Not that I actually bought it in the first place. I'm not so sure about that. I think it's a lot of money to spend on a moisturiser, and I kind of feel like there are lots of other things that I would like to try instead. But hey, I've certainly enjoyed using it whilst it's lasted. The scent of this one is a bit different to the Daywear one. The Daywear is definitely more of a fresh cucumbery smell, whereas this one is very lightly perfumed. It just kind of smells like expensive skincare, if that's a helpful description at all. But even now, I've been continuously rubbing this into my hand, and it does feel like it's just kind of sat on the surface. So for me, it's just that little bit too heavy during the day, but it's absolutely perfect at night just to give my skin a really nice treat. So, short and sweet, that's it in terms of the moisturisers that I'm currently using. If you've got any recommendations for oily and acne prone skin, let me know. I'd really appreciate it, particularly daytime moisturisers, if there's any worth checking out that are, you know, good for trying to control oil or at least not exacerbate it and look after acne prone skin, because I just feel like there are so many amazing things out there to try that sometimes really good ones can actually get missed. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this 3-part series. If you missed out on any of the other parts at all, I'll link them down below. The first part was on cleansers, the second part was on kind of treatment products, things that I use once or twice a week, and then obviously this was on moisturisers. So I hope you found this useful to see what I'm currently regularly using on my skin. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you again soon. Bye! I never usually count anyway. I literally sit there and sort of shove my finger in and out until it's all clean. So there we go.